Hi guys, welcome to my reefing channel. My name is Narayan and this is my TMC Reef Habitat 60. Okay, let's get started. So I upgraded from my MP 60 about 18 months ago and decided to get something with an external sump where I can actually add bigger bits of equipment to help keep my system healthy. I have 7 fish in this system along with the various acropora. As you can see, I've got a lawnmower blenny, 2 chromies, 2 clownfish, and in the background you might see him if he pops out. There you go, a yellow chorus wrasse and a Tomori tang. Yes, I know it's a tang in a cube, however, but he's doing really well and he seems to be helping with the algae issue that I was suffering about 2 months ago. So as you can see, various forms of acropora, some Australian, some Indonesian coral, some forest fire to the right hand side. Yeah, and the system is just balanced. I've got some LPS at the bottom, some acans, some favias, just a well balanced little system that my way of reefing really has paid off and kept my system looking this good. So the clownfish love the system. They've been in there from day dot, even in my last system, and they are the longest fish I've had. They're part of my family. So hats off to Curly and Whirly for being there for my reefing. So circulation for the system, we have Ecotech MP10s. I've got 2 on this current tank and they take care of random flow within the system, ensuring that the corals get food, get the bacteria during the evening when they're feeding, get that solid food or powdered food when I feed during the night for my LPS, ensure that the fish get fed as well, and just keep the system looking really healthy. The lights that I run on my system is a Ecotech Radeon Gen 4 Pro. I haven't upgraded to the Gen 5 yet, but that's definitely a possibility in the near future. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This light works perfectly and the corals seem to love it and respond to it. I'm getting growth, coloration, so I'll stick with this for the moment, but I would love to change in the future. I also have a custom lid on there that I had made with a UK company. It was so simple. I emailed the guy, said to him what I wanted, sent him my dimensions of my tank, told him where my lights were, what I wanted, how it to look, and yeah, within 5 weeks I got a package, and yeah, this was the lid, and he done an amazing job. I even have a little flap where I can feed my fish and dose my minor or trace elements during the day. So as you can see, snug. Okay, let's talk about dosing. So I currently dose Aquaforest components 1, 2, 3, 150 ml over 24 hours, and I had to adjust my calcium to keep up with the intake from my corals, or the uptake from my corals. Aquaforest, amazing products, and I also dose ATI P on here to ensure my phosphorus is kept at a good level so my SPS are happy. I have an Apex EL running the whole system. So this is like the brains of my system, and when you step into my living room, only thing that you would see is my tank and my Apex. So it's about 12:30 today. My pH is a bit low, but that will go up around 3, so to about 8.1, 8.2. Okay, because of the whole COVID lockdown, I got really bored, and I made a control board, no pun intended. So this is my Apex control board. It houses, or it holds, controls to everything that operates my system. So all my Vectra, my MP10s are on there. I have a PM2 module that controls my conductivity probe, and my second temperature probe that works in tandem to tell me what my salinity or conductivity is for the system. And the issue I had with this Apex when I first purchased it was it is a European version, so it's a 2-pin, so I had to buy adapters for 3 pins. So the plugs are pushing out a little bit. That's my only peeve with this EB2. So what I'm going to do in the future, possibly swap or upgrade to a 3-pin version, so it's a bit more streamlined and flat. Yeah, so what I did was I actually said I wanted something that would, match what I'm doing, very small and compact, I ordered the plywood, ordered the fittings, and just cut it all up and put it together. So it is hidden away, like you saw earlier. This sits behind my sofa in the front room. So once I've done my maintenance on a Friday, which is 10% water change, the sofa gets pushed back to the front of this, and yeah, you can't see this. It's just neat or tucked away. No one, is none the wiser. So let's talk about sump and equipment. This is my sump and this is my equipment. So I have a Reef Octopus 110S Classic skimmer in there due to space. There's a very compact sump. I also did some modifications to the back where I have my overflow going back into a filter floss cup from Red Sea with a bit of media in there to polish my water as it goes through my system for filtration. I also have some more media in my reactor and some carbon to keep my water as clear as possible. Moving to the right, I have my Coral Box Wi-Fi dosing pump where I dose my calcium, magnesium, alkalinity and my phosphorus into the system. Another modification I did to this was use hard airline rather than the silicone tube, just because I just want something that's a bit more reliable. And also I use non-return check valves so that the liquid gets dosed straight into the system and gets recirculated into my display tank. Yes, I know it is a bubble scrubber thingy bob. No, it's not. What it is really, I just hate to see flat surfaces in my tank, so I just use that to agitate the water, the water above, so there's no more film or build up. So these are my probes for my Apex EL. It's suspended by a magnetized holder or magnetic holder. In the past, people said to me that you possibly have issues with your conductivity probe. So what I've done is I've tried to MacGyver my way to insulate it from any disturbances or any interference. So I've insulated it with a bit of tubing that leads all the way to the module. I've got a CO2 scrubber which works perfectly in tandem with my skimmer. I raised my pH from an average of 7.9 during the day to about 8.1. So this little thing has actually paid off. Okay, so this is the display tank, and tell you what, I could not be happier with the results I've been getting with the way I've been trying to hold the system together. Everything is just sweet as a nut. I take my time, I test, and I can't stress this more. Test, guys. You need to start testing your systems to get results. So my pH is 8.1, KH 8.2 to 8.4, magnesium 1400 thereabout, calcium 420 to 430, PO4 0.04 to 0.06, and NO3 to 1 to 3 ppm. Now, like people say, you need NO3 in there to have color, PO4 for growth, and it works within that sort of ratio. So what you can take away from the way I reef is that I do test my water, I do have my routine in place, and I do fault find. So if something's going wrong with my system, I backtrack and see what's the last thing I added, what's out of whack, what needs to be brought back up, and I do that slowly, gradually. Within this hobby, it is a patience hobby. You can't get results overnight. You need to apply the knowledge, do your research, apply knowledge again, sit back and just let things unfold. When you rush, that's when things go wrong. So now I leave you for a night view of my system. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned and subscribe for videos in the future.